Chapter 3. I cannot chew gum and run with a coffin at the same time. Sue me. How many nature spirits does it take to carry a coffin? The answer is unknowable, since all the dryads and fauns, except one, scattered into the trees as soon as they realized work was involved. The last faun would have deserted us, too, but Lavinia grabbed his wrist. "Oh, no you don't, Don." Behind his round, rainbow-tinted glasses, Don the faun's eyes looked panicked. His goatee twitched, a facial tic that made me nostalgic for Grover the satyr. In case you're wondering, fauns and satyrs are virtually the same. Fauns are simply the Roman version, but they're not quite as good at, well, anything really. "Hey, I'd love to help," Don said. "It's just I remembered this appointment." "Fauns don't make appointments," Lavinia said. "I double parked my car. You don't have a car. I need to feed my dog." "Don," Lavinia snapped, "you owe me." Okay. Don tugged his wrist free and rubbed it, his expression aggrieved. "Look, just because I said Poison Oak might be at the picnic doesn't mean, I promised she would be." Lavinia's face turned terracotta red. "That's not what I meant. I've covered for you, like 1,000 times. Now you need to help me with this." She gestured vaguely at me, the hearse, the world in general. I wondered if Lavinia was new to Camp Jupiter. She seemed uncomfortable in her legionnaire armor. She kept shrugging her shoulders, bending her knees, tugging at the silver Star of David pendant that hung from her long, slender neck. Her soft brown eyes and tuft of pink hair only accentuated my first impression of her. A baby giraffe that had wobbled away from her mother for the first time and was now examining the savannah as if thinking, "Why am I here?" Meg stumbled up next to me. She grabbed my quiver for balance, garroting me with its strap in progress. "Who's Poison Oak?" "Meg," I chided. "That's none of our business. But if I had to guess, I'd say Poison Oak is a dryad whom Lavinia is interested in, just like you were interested in Joshua back at Palm Springs," Meg barked. "I was not interested," Lavinia chorused. "I am not interested." Both girls fell silent, scowling at each other. "Besides," Meg said, "isn't Poison Oak, like, poisonous?" Lavinia splayed her fingers to the sky as if thinking, "Not that question again." "Poison Oak is gorgeous, which is not to say I'd definitely go out with her," Dawn snorted. "Whatever, dude." Lavinia glared crossbow bolts at the faun. "But I'd think about it if there was chemistry or whatever, which is why I was willing to sneak away from a patrol for this picnic where Dawn assured me." "Whoa, hey," Dawn laughed nervously. "Aren't we supposed to be getting these guys to camp? How about that hearse? Does it still run?" I take back what I said about fauns not being good at anything. Dawn was quite adept at changing the subject. Upon closer inspection, I saw how badly damaged the hearse was. Aside from numerous eucalyptus-scented dents and scratches, the front end had crumpled along through the going through the guardrail rail. It now resembled Flacco Jimenez's accordion after I took a baseball bat to it. "Sorry, Flacco, but you played so well I got jealous, and the accordion had to die." "We can carry the coffin," Lavinia suggested. "The four of us." Another angry screech cut through the evening air. It sounded closer this time, somewhere just north of the highway. "We'll never make it," I said, "not climbing all the way back to the Caldecott Tunnel." "There's another way," Lavinia said. "Secret entrance to camp, a lot closer." "I like close," Mike said. "Thing is," said Lavinia, "I'm supposed to be on guard duty right now. My shift is about to end. I'm not sure how long my cover can cover for me. So when we get to the camp, let me do the talking about where and how we met." Dawn shuddered. "If anyone finds out Lavinia skipped Tricky duty again? Again? I asked. Shut up, Dawn, Lavinia said. On one hand, some Lavinia's troubles seemed trivial compared to, say, dying and getting eaten by a ghoul. On the other hand, I knew that Roman legion punishments could be harsh. They often involved whips, chains, and rabbit-lipped animals, much like an Ozzy Osbourne concert circa 1980. You must really like this poison oak, I decided. Lavinia grunted. She scooped up her manubellista bolt and shook it at me threateningly. I help you, you help me. That's the deal. Meg spoke for me. Deal. How fast can we run with the coffin? Not very fast, as it turned out. After grabbing the rest of our things from the hearse, Meg and I took the back of Jason's coffin. Lavinia and Dawn took the front. We did a clumsy pallbearer jog along the shoreline, me glancing nervously at the treetops, hoping no more gulls would rain from the sky. Lavinia promised us that the secret entrance was just across the lake. The problem was, it was across the lake, which meant that not being able to pall bear on water, we had to lug Jason's casket roughly a quarter mile around the shore. Oh, come on, Lavinia said when I complained. We ran over here from the beach to help you guys. The least you can do is run back with us. Yes, I said, but this coffin is heavy. I'm with him, Dawn agreed. Lavinia snorted. You guys should try marching 20 miles in full legionnaire armor. No, thanks, I muttered. Meg said nothing. Despite her drained complexion and labored breathing, she shouldered her side of the coffin without complaint, probably just to make me feel bad. Finally, we reached the picnic beach. A sign on the trailhead read, Lake Temescal. Swim at your own risk. Typical of mortals. They warn you about drowning, but not about flesh-devouring gulls. Lavinia marched us to a small stone building that offered restrooms and a changing area. On the exterior back wall, half hidden behind blackberry bushes, stood a nondescript metal door, which Lavinia kicked open. Inside, a concrete shaft sloped down into the darkness. I suppose the mortals don't know about this, I guessed. Dawn giggled. Nah, dude, they think it's a generator room or something. Even most of the Legionnaires don't even know about it. Only the cool ones like Lavinia. You're not getting out of helping, Dawn, said Lavinia. Let's set down the coffin for a second. I sent a silent prayer of thanks. My shoulders ached. My back was slick with sweat. I was reminded of the time Hera made me lug a solid gold throne around her Olympian living room until she found exactly the right spot for it. Ugh, that goddess. Lavinia pulled a pack of bubblegum from the pocket of jeans. She stuffed 3 pieces in her mouth, then offered some to me and Meg. No thanks, I said. Sure, said Meg. Sure, said Dawn. Lavinia jerked the bubblegum pack out of his reach. Dawn, you know bubblegum doesn't agree with you. Last time, you were hugging the toilet for days. Dawn pouted. But it tasted good. Lavinia peered into the tunnel, her jaw working furiously at the gum. It's too narrow to carry the coffin with 4 people. I'll lead the way. Dawn, you and Apollo, she frowned, as if she still couldn't believe that was my name. Each take one end. Just the 2 of us? I protested. What he said, Dawn agreed. Just carry it like a sofa, said Lavinia, as if that was supposed to mean anything to me, to mean something to me. And you, what's your name? Peg? Meg, said Meg. Is there anything you don't need to bring? Asked Lavinia. Like that poster board thing under your arm? Is that a school project? Meg must have been incredibly tired because she didn't scowl or hit Lavinia or cause geraniums to grow out of her ears. She just turned sideways, shielding Jason's diorama with her body. No, this is important. Okay, Lavinia scratched her eyebrows, which, like her hair, was frosted pink. Just stay in the back, I guess. Guard our retreat. The store can't be locked, which means, as if on cue, from the left far side of the lake came the loudest howl yet, filled with rage, as if the gull had discovered the dust and vulture diaper of its fallen comrade. Let's go, Lavinia said. I began to revise my impression of our pink-haired friend. For a skittish baby giraffe, she could be very bossy. We descended in single file into the passage, me carrying the back of the coffin, Dawn the front. Lavinia's gum scented the stale air, so the tunnel smelled like moldy cotton candy. Every time Lavinia or Meg popped a bubble, I flinched. My fingers quickly began to ache from the weight of the casket. How much further? I asked. We are barely inside the tunnel, Lavinia said. So not far then? Maybe a quarter mile. I tried for a grunt of manly endurance. It came out as more of a snivel. Guys, Meg said behind me, we need to move faster. You see something? Dawn asked. Not yet, just a feeling. Feelings. I hated those. Our weapons provided the only light. The gold fittings of the maniballista slung across Lavinia's back cast a ghostly halo around her pink hair. The glow of Meg's swords threw our elongated shadows across either wall, so we seemed to be walking in the midst of a spectral crowd. Whenever Don looked over his shoulder, his rainbow-tinted glisten seemed to flow in the dark like patches of oil on water. My hands and forearms burned from strain, but Dawn didn't seem to be having any trouble. I was determined not to wait for mercy before the faun did. The path widened and leveled out. I chose to take that as a good sign, though neither Meg nor Lavinia offered to help carry the casket. Soon my hands couldn't take any more. Stop. Dawn and I managed to set down Jason's coffin a moment before I would have dropped it. Deep red gouges marred my fingers. Blisters were beginning to form on my palms. I felt like I'd just played a 9-hour set of dueling jazz guitar with Pat Metheny, using a 600-pound iron Fender Stratocaster. Ow, I muttered, because I was once the god of poetry and have great descriptive powers. We can't rest long, Lavinia said, warned. My century shift must have ended by now. My partner's probably wondering where I am. I almost wanted to laugh. I'd forgotten we were supposed to be worried about Lavinia playing hooky along with our other problems. Will your partner report you? Lavinia stared into the dark. No, unless she has to. She's my centurion, but she's cool. Your centurion gave you permission to sneak off? I asked. Not exactly. Lavinia tugged at her Star of David pendant. She just kinda turned a blind eye, you know. She gets it. Dawn choked. You mean having a crush on someone? No, Lavinia said. Like, just standing on guard duty for 5 hours straight. Ugh, I can't do it, especially after all that's happened recently. I considered the way Lavinia fiddled with her necklace, viciously chewed her bubblegum, wobbled constantly about her gangly legs. Most demigods seem to have a form of attention deficient hyperactivity disorder. They were hardwired to be in constant movement, jumping from battle to battle. But Lavinia definitely put the H in ADHD. When you say all that's happened recently, I prompted, but before I could finish the question, Dawn's posture stiffened. His nose and goatee quivered. I spent enough time in the labyrinth with Grover Underwood to know what that meant. What do you smell? I demanded. Not sure, he sniffed. It's close and funky. Oh, I blushed. I did shower this morning, but when I exert myself, this mortal body sweats. It's not that. Listen. Meg faced the direction we'd come. She raised her sword and waited. Lavinia unslung her many ballista and peered into the shadow shadows ahead of us. Finally, over the pounding of my own heartbeat, I heard the clank of metal and the echo of footsteps on stone. Someone was running toward us. They're coming, Meg said. That way, said Lavinia. It's her. I got the feeling Meg and Lavinia were talking about two different things, and I wasn't sure I liked either one. Her who? I demanded. Then where? Dawn squeaked. Lavinia raised her hand and shouted, I'm here, Meg said, still facing the way we come. Lavinia, what are you doing? Then from the direction of Camp Jupiter, a young woman jogged into our circle of light. She was about Lavinia's age, maybe 14 or 15, with dark skin and amber eyes. Curly brown hair fell around her shoulders. Her legionnaire greaves and breastplate glinted over jeans and a purple t-shirt. Affixed to her breastplate was the insignia of a centurion, and strapped to her side was a spada, a, a cavalry sword. Ah, yes, I recognized her from the crew of the Argo, too. Hazel Levski, I said, thank the gods. Hazel stopped in her tracks, no doubt wondering who I was, how I knew her, and why I was grinning like a fool. She glanced at Dawn, then Meg, then the coffin. Lavinia, what's going on? Guys, Meg interrupted, we have company. She did not mean Hazel. Behind us, at the edge of the light from Meg's swords, a dark form prowled, its blue-black skin glistening, its teeth dripping saliva. Then another, identical gull emerged from the glue behind it. Just our luck. The eurynomoi were having a kill one get two free special.